So this is the last thing we're gonna cover. I didn't want to keep you on here for too long. All right, so let's talk about this Karmelo Anthony situation. So for those who don't know, I believe he's 17 years old, Karmelo Anthony. And at first, when I kept hearing Karmelo Anthony, I'm like, are they talking about the NBA, former NBA player? But no, this is a teenager in Texas that it got charged for first-degree murder for murdering another teenager. Now, Karmelo Anthony is black, and the victim who got murdered is white. Now, the victim's name is what's this dude's name? And I'm sorry for and this was in Frisco student athlete. So Austin Metcalf. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. So what happened was allegedly, um, they were at a track meet, and Austin came up and told Karmelo he needs to move. And this is all allegedly. This is just from what I've been seeing. He told him to move, right? I don't know how it escalated to that, but from my understanding, Karmelo told the boy, hey, leave me alone. Come over here again or touch me again and see what happens. He reached in his bag, got a knife, and the boy still approached him and he stabbed him, I think once or twice, and the boy bled to death and died. All right. Now, this has sent social media, it's all been on Twitter and stuff like that, into a frenzy. Now, some people are speculating that this is layered in racism, because if somebody comes and tells you to get up, I don't know what transpired before then, but if somebody tells me this is what I say. First off, this isn't first degree murder. I saw where people talking about this first degree murder. This isn't first degree murder. First degree murder means that this was premeditated. You knew that you were going to kill somebody. From when you left the house, you had it planned out that you were going to kill somebody. All right. How is it first degree murder if I'm getting harassed by somebody and I'm telling them to leave me alone, and then I warn them, because from my understanding, Karmelo warned the boy to stay away and see what happens if you don't stay away. And Austin, unfortunately, went over there and his life got ended. Now, I'm not vouching for the murder of Austin whatsoever, but I am on the side of the law, equal protection under the law. And to me, from what I've seen and what I've read, ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call self-defense, standing your ground. Okay. If I'm somewhere and I'm getting harassed by somebody and I'm armed, and if I'm feeling like my life is threatened, I'm telling them, hey man, leave me alone, please. If you come over here again, I'm warning you, something bad is gonna happen. And that person says, F yeah, F you. I'm finna, and then they run up on me, and then I pull out my gun or pull out a knife. Hey, it is stand your ground if I feel threatened. Now, of course, the media and everybody, like the white media, they're having a panic, saying, "Oh my God, this is murder, and he should get first degree murder and all this other stuff." No, that's an innocent black child. That was an innocent black child at a track meet, and I'm not saying he should have killed the boy, but I want to know more of the specifics on exactly what happened, but it's self-defense. And he said he didn't try to run anywhere. It was unfortunate, of course, that Austin lost his life. From my understanding, he was a twin. But this happened because Austin went and bothered Karmelo. But the thing is that the white media and the racists, some of them, because this is allegedly rooted in racism. It could have been on some suspected white supremacist stuff, but the white media and white people and racists, when stuff like this happens to black people, it's not self-defense. Like when this happened to George Zimmerman, what did they say? Trayvon Martin was in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time. Not that he was defending himself against George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman, it was stand your ground, and he defended himself. All right. With Kyle Rittenhouse, when he went out and shot those people, what did they try to say? Self-defense. He was defending himself. Okay. So if I'm black, how come the same energy isn't reciprocated to me? How come if I use self-defense, it's just murder? We're not having that. We're not having that. And I'm going to show you an example of what somebody said on Facebook that really struck out to me today. So it says, to put in context, Roy Oliver, the former Balch Springs police officer who murdered 15-year-old Jordan Edwards in 2017, was released on a $300,000 bond and remained free for over a year before his conviction. Amber Geiger, who fatally shot Botham John in his own apartment in 2018, was also released on $300,000 bond. Aaron Dean, who shot and killed Atiana Jefferson at her home in 2019, was granted a $200,000 bond prior to the trial. And it says Karmelo Anthony is a 17-year-old child. He has no criminal history, no disciplinary record. In fact, quite the opposite. He is a documented hero. At just 14 years old, he saved another teenager from drowning in Baton Rouge and was recognized in the local press for his coverage. All right. So exactly, it says $1 million bond greater than those set for sworn law enforcement officers accused of unjustified killings raises serious questions about proportionality, equity, and the consistent application of justice. At minimum, this bond should be revisited. So yeah, he got $1 million bond. $1 million bond. Y'all know how ridiculous that is for that? $1 million bond. Uh-oh. I'm playing myself right there. Hold on. My bad, y'all. My bad. But yeah, $1 million bond, man. $1 million bond for that. So my thing is this: is that it's not equal protection under the law when you look at it. Oh, let me exit out of that. So it's not equal protection when you look at that. All right. Because when you had, like I said, George Zimmerman, it's countless people. When it comes to white people, and we're calling it out tonight, when it comes to them, I bet you if the roles were reversed and it was the white kid, if he ended up killing Karmelo, do you think the media and everybody would just be calling him a murderer? And why did he have a knife and all this other stuff? No, they would say, they would dig into his background, find out if he was a damn lifeguard or if he was a Boy Scout or whatever it was. They would say that he is innocent and he was standing his ground. But when it comes to us, oh no, murder. Why did he have a knife? Why did he have to kill him? Why did he have to do all this other stuff? No, it's called standing my ground and having equal protection under the law. So right now, the racist white supremacists, oh, they are mad. The racists are mad. I want to know why? Because the black community is standing in support of Karmelo Anthony. That's right. There's a bond. I'm sorry, not a bond, but a GoFundMe out right now. There's a GoFundMe out right now that's supported by the black community that's raised over $200,000. And I think this will be the money for his legal defense. So $200,000 has been raised, and I'm glad to see this because guess what? When Darren Wilson killed Mike Brown, that dude got $1 million. When Derek Chauvin, when he killed George Floyd, didn't he get like $1 million? It was GoFundMe's from everybody. So what this is that the black community, specifically foundational black Americans, we're coming together and saying, no, hell no. Y'all not about to lynch this kid because he was defending himself, because that could have been my son, your son. That could have been you, me, because it didn't have to happen just at a track meet. This is somebody, you could be walking in a mall and somebody is harassing you. And then they're saying, they're messing with you and you're warning them. If I give you a warning and I tell you to back up and you still come my way, I'm threatened. My life is in danger. I always say this, you never know what somebody's going to do. Now, it's unfortunate. Again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm not approving of the murder. I wish that they just had a fight, if anything, and they duked it out. It was a fist fight, whatever. I wish that Karmelo didn't have a knife on him and stabbed him, but I also don't know the situation. And you have to be safe out here. But if you're telling me to get up and I'm telling you, like I ain't finna move. Why did you have to be forceful and try to tell somebody to get up? Did the white kid own the bleachers? Did he own the place that they were they were at. Did he own the field? No. This isn't 1960s. You know what I'm saying? The 1950s and stuff where we had to sit on the back of the bus or whatever. Like, hey, boy, get up, give up your seat. Hell nah. So you stand your ground. If I'm at the only way I should be removed from my seat is if I'm at a concert, I'm at a wrestling event, whatever the event, and I paid for a certain ticket to sit in a certain seat, and I'm not in my certain seat, and then security comes and moves me up. That's what security is for. But you're not supposed to put your hands on me saying, hey, get up. You go get help, get security, call the cops, whatever the case may be. So nah, he's innocent in this situation. If the story is reported, now he has to go to trial and everything like that. But first degree murder, hell nah. First degree murder means that you woke up in the morning and planned on killing that man. That's what it is. Like they said that they were rival schools and they knew each other. That would have to be a thing to where they had ongoing conflict and he figured that this would be the day to do it. Something like that, right? But I'm quite sure something's going to happen with him. That's why we need great legal teams in this situation. We need great legal teams. So the GoFundMe, I got to find it so I can contribute to it too, because I want to see him get justice. If the story is correct as what they're saying that it is, then I'm riding with this all the way. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like self-defense to me. But it only works when it is the white on the white side. But when it's us, it's no, you didn't have to do that and all this other stuff. So we ain't putting up with that. I stand with Karmelo Anthony, and I stand with the side of the law. And it is constitutional to protect yourself. And we're supposed to have equal protection under the law. Period. Standing your ground. Nobody's supposed to be putting their hands on you. And especially if you're warning somebody, if I'm warning you and then you still come and try to bother me, hey man, self-defense. But they only want to make it work when it comes to white. If the roles were reversed, and this is Karmelo Anthony that got stabbed, if he got stabbed in his chest and he bled to death, do you think that white folks, the racists, and the white media, do you think that they will be saying, oh, innocent black child got killed? Not even just an innocent black child, just an innocent child. Because the thing is, they look at black boys as grown men. They look at black girls as grown women. That's what they look at. That's why they try to sexualize us so much. They sexualize young girls, and then they make, a 12-year-old boy. They looked at Trayvon Martin as a grown man. George Zimmerman against a grown man wrestling on the ground. That's what they look at it like. So we ain't having that. We ain't having that. But anyway, man, I didn't want to keep y'all in here for long. Had to talk about the Karmelo Anthony situation and the Kerry Hilson and all that other stuff. So we covered quite a few things, man. But we'll be making more content later. Make sure that you look out for the latest podcast with me and CJ. It is called Who Gave You a Podcast? We're going to be filming our first show possibly this weekend. So y'all be on the lookout for that. We might, if we do it this weekend, we'll drop it next week. But you'll see. Keep it locked. You'll see us for sure. I'm very, very excited about that. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in. And for my future people, future listeners, and future viewers, you'll tap in a little later. But we had a great time tonight. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, which is youtube.com/RedsView. And I will see y'all on the next episode of Reds View. Peace.